Hey Solace, Agent Solo Matt Rice here. Going to run through a playthrough of this war of mine by Galactic Games. Plays one player to six, I believe. About 45 to 120 minutes it says, but I believe it's way longer than that. In this, I'm just going to play one day of it, just to show you how I found it and the setup of it, and just a whole day process with three characters. Going to give this game a go, but just with an asterisk. I think I got a little bit frustrated with the setup, so please ignore me if I get a little bit cranky. Just part of my style, trying to learn the game as well at the same time. But anyway, guys, let's get to the table. Hey Solace, Agent Solo Matt Rice here. Welcome to this war of mine. Just giving a bit of an unboxing. This is a second-hand copy that I've got from someone that had the original KS of this game. And it's kind of confusing when I've opened it. Look, I'm probably not the smartest one with board games, but I think you start with the journal. And I'm going to read through this. I might show a setup of this. And this is going to be one of those ones where you learn with me, because I seriously have no idea what's going on here. I've got books everywhere. I've got envelopes. This one says, only open after you successfully finish the campaign, so I guess that's not that one. Got some random cards and things, like I don't know what's belonging to what. Random unpunched stuff. I've got a book of scripts, I assume I'm going to use that, but I don't think you start with that because you open it and just go straight into like little, about the rules, eh? The rules, okay, it's just like a general, like golden rule stuff. But there's a book of script, so I don't think you start with that books of things. Memories of the Past, that looks like a scenario booklet. So open that one. And, I mean, it looks really good. Sorry, I'm not meaning to bash the game at all. I'm just confused. looks a bit over one of those games where it looks overwhelming at first. The expansion. Okay, so I'm going to try and play with the core set here. I don't think I want to play any with expansion stuff. How the stretch goals work, which try and ignore as well. And there's all these random sheets. I think this is like different scenarios and stuff. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so I think it's the journal book, because it does talk about how that is all, let us begin. You'll learn everything else during the game. I guess you start with this. It would have been handy, I think, if they had just a general sheet of, this is what you got. Start with this. Sorry, that's just my slight gripe. But look forward to this. I don't think I'll sleeve these cards for my playthrough. I normally do sleeve. I'm a member of SAC, sleeve all cards. But I've got this from a second-hand copy, and there's some things here and there, and look, I'll figure it out. Let me just turn this off, and I'll start setting up this board. Let's go through this journal book, I think, as a bit of a setup, an overview. Alright, first thing I'm going to do, so this is the start of the journal, so I assume this is what we lead with. Determine the leader. Probably not me, because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm the only person here. So let's do that one. Draw 3 character cards. So we've got to take all the character cards, shuffle them, draw a red bordered and 2 black bordered. I'll then place these 3 cards face up near the board, so I'm going to set the board moment as well. Write down their names on the save sheet. Okay, so maybe I'll stop there. Let's get that set up. Let's see who we get when I shuffle some cards. Just as a side note too, if I did sleeve the cards, I think it may all struggle to fit in here. So I'm just putting as many cards as I can back in here. And yeah, if I sleeve them, I think I'm in a bit of trouble. But I think that I will eventually with this game. Just so for people just to see what it looks like, I guess. I'm not sure if the retail version is the same as this Kickstarter version that I've got secondhand. But anyway, I've got to draw 3 character cards. So I've got to draw... So the first one I get, I'm obviously going to get. So I've got 2 black... I've got Anton. Okay, so Anton is in my group. Second is going to be, so that's, yep, so I'm only allowed to have 1 red border, so I have to ignore the next red border. I've got Arika. Okay, shuffle again, and I'm after the next black card. Oh, there we go here, Amelia. Alright, so I've got Amelia, Arika, and Anton. Professor of Mathematics, that's pretty much what I'm kind of like, I guess, in a way. Bit of mathematics to teach myself. Alrighty, so that's our 3 cards. I'll keep it aside. Let's try and set up this board a bit more with a journal. I think the journal said something else too, that we're all hungry, I think it said. Place a hunger token next to each character. So, look at these hunger tokens in here, I guess. So is it hunger of 2? So we're all kind of like hungry, I guess. Alrighty, there's 2 there. Oh, here we go. There's 3. So we're all got hunger 2s. So maybe let me start setting up the board here a bit more now and make it a bit more clearer for us to view. Alright, Solace, one thing I'll tell you about this board, it is enormous. It will take up a whole table. I've got a quite decent sized table here, and it's almost taken up the whole table here. So the way I'm going to have to film this is I'm probably going to have to look at certain sections as we go through. I've got a slight error over here for my characters on the left that I might be able to use. So let's see how we go here. Let's keep setting up. So I've grabbed the hunger tokens. I need to find the figures for each of these characters and place them on the guard space on the board. Guard. Right, well, I've got to figure that out. And, oh, here we go. They've got a bit of a, oh, jeez. They've got, man. Reminds me of something that my kids, join the 2 sentences together, sort of, trying. So the guard spot for those little light grey ones in there, so that is there. I found it. Haha. So I'm going to get my figures, put them in there. Excellent. Ooh, I'm learning. Take the remaining character cards and place them on the unused character space. That's what I want. Okay, all the way top. Yep, we'll do that. All right, the next step here, it says I'm going to place all decks on their corresponding spaces on the board, as shown in the illustration above. All the fitting cards with the green corner on the fitting space. Place the remaining fitting cards on the ideas space. Oh, okay, so they're like ones you haven't discovered yet, I imagine, something like that. And search the Night Raids and Residence deck for the red corners and set them aside. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to set up all these cards around here, I assume. The chapter 1s are okay, like this stuff like that. Then I'm going to set that up, put all this stuff around here. Yeah, right. And then I'm going to put 3 locations on the left-hand side here. I might zoom out again and see what that looks like once I've done that. Okay, next thing I've done, I have placed all the shelter cards in their corresponding spots. So this one here, rubble, put on top of rubble. I haven't played the game before, so I don't really mind what I just had in the order that I just picked up the cards in and matched them. I'm assuming you meant to sort of shuffle up the right topics and put them in all the way down to the bottom corner. Almost had a mini freak out moment when I couldn't find all of them, and I realised the person that must have previously had this game put some, he must have been halfway through a game or something and put them in an extra plastic sheet underneath the insert, which, yeah. Alright, up to the events deck. I'm going to place the event cards face down the event space. So it's going to be in the top part up here. What I need to do, I've got to get 3 ending event cards shuffled on the bottom. Chapter 3 goes on top of that. Randomly draw 4 event cards and stack them on top of that. Chapter 2 on top, 3, then 1. Okay. So 3, 4, 3. Easy to remember for me. And I'll put them. Well, at the moment, I've got it sort of done at the moment, but I've got to reshuffle it, do it properly. Ooh, this one I almost missed here in the picture. Place the following tokens and resources on the storage space. So storage is in the bottom down here. We've got a lockpick, shovel, 4 components, 4 wood, 2 water, 3 raw food. Let's do that. Here we go. So there's my 3 raw food, lockpick, shovel, 4 wood, 2 water, 4 components. All right. All right, here's my 3 characters that I've got. Just looking a bit further here, so they're all got hunger 2. So I think it means they lose an action each. I better find out more in detail. Let's have a closer look at these characters. Give you an idea. So Amelia's a lawyer. At the beginning of the dawn phase, Amelia may raise her fatigue by any amount to lower her misery by the same amount. Okay. Well, she's not miserable, not fatigued. That's good. I assume this habit thing must happen, like something that they do. Discard 1 coffee from the storage or raise Amelia's misery by 1. So she's addicted to coffee. Fair enough. B, C. If there are at least 2 cold tokens on the cold space, raise Amelia's misery by 1. Okay. So, she doesn't like the cold, she needs coffee. It's handy to know. Next is Anton. 0 prowess, professor of mathematics, 7 empathy. If there's at least 1 book in storage, you lower Anton's misery by 1. If he's miserable, raise fatigued by 1. Okay, so books, but that's only if this occurs. If Anton is hungry, which he is at the moment, it raises illness by 1. So I better make sure he gets fed quick. If Anton is wounded, it raises wounds by 1. Okay, infantry 3. And last one, Arika. Cat burglar. Sneaky. Once per scavenging, before rolling for the noise, Arika may lower the noise by 5. Okay, so she might be good at scavenging. She can use a lockpick and re-roll it. Interesting. Okay. Discard 1 cigarette from the storage or raise Arika's movement by 2 for the habit. So we need cigs and coffee. We don't sound the healthiest of bunches. A bit addicted to things. If there's a guitar in the storage, lower one chosen character's misery by 1. Okay, so just play a bit of guitar. And no effect on C. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next step. I guess the other thing I should show you guys are the 3 locations that turned up for far, distant, and close. So close is the church. City hospital is far. Supermarket is distant. I think, no, that's far. That's distant. Okay, we'll find out more about how that works soon too. Awesome. Let's move on. Okay, so that finishes up my setup. Just having a quick zoom around here. Characters in the middle, got the locations out. Journal's ready to go to help me out here. I definitely need it. Looks like a big crunchy game, this one. 3 characters here. Shuffle everything in. I really do hope, as a disclaimer, that the second-hand copy I've got has the right amount of contents. As I said, I had to go searching for some of the extra, what are these called? Shelter things in the middle here. But look, I'll continue this. That's the end of the setup, I believe. I'm about to head into it says into the morning of day 1. Okay, Solace. So let's head into morning. So this is what it says here in morning. And I've got to draw and resolve the top card from the events deck. Do not forget to add the coal tokens to the coal space on the board as described on the revealed event card. We'll see what happens here. So we've got chapter 1. Let's have a read. Chapter 1. Okay, I think this is always the same as chapter 1, so I won't read too much, but it says here, determine the objectives for each of the 3 chapters of the campaign. Find a final objective card in the objectives deck and place it on the objectives space on the board. Then draw 2 more objective cards and place them on the final objective. These cards should be placed face up, and you may look at them any time during the game. Remove the remaining objective cards from the game. Then of each chapter, resolve any reward penalty from the corresponding... Okay, so we've got a whole chapter. I think there's a couple of days before the chapter's done. And it says remove this card from the game, which I'm going to do. Just going to put it up the top here. Alrighty. So, chapter objectives. So, put all these here. I think there's one final one, so that goes top of the board. So let's rejig this. So the final objectives up there. I'm going to shuffle these up a bit and choose 2. As I said, this is my first playthrough. Got no idea what's going on, what to do here. So I'm just going to choose these top 2. The rest, I think, go away. All right, what we got? Taking care of ourselves. At the end of the chapter, each character's misery must be lower than 2. At the end of the chapter, okay. For each character, choose any state and lower it by 1. Awesome. Raise one chosen character's illness by 2. Okay, so that's one thing we've got to get sorted by the end of the chapter. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3. So we've got a few days before that happens. And the other one, yeah, what's this? Soldiers disarm the civilians. Discard a functional firearm from the storage. During the next night raid phase, do not draw a night raid card. Okay. Distribute 3 wounds. Right. I'm not sure if this happens straight away when you do. I assume so, when you get this sorted. So if I get a firearm, I have to just get rid of one here. I get a beating if I have a firearm. Okay. So they're for me to view. I'm just going to put them back up there. So misery lower than 2, and a firearm I'm going to get rid of. Make a firearm, get rid of it eventually. We'll find one. All right. All right, so we're up to the day actions here. So it depends on your statuses which actions are available here. I'm about to show what we've got here. Everyone's only got 2 actions, and I'll just confirm that. As we can see, so everyone's got hunger level of 2. So if we get it back down to hunger level 1, see how we've got all 3 actions back? But at the moment, everyone starts hunger level 2, so we've only got 2 actions for each character. Alrighty. Okay, so up to the day actions. So it's got a few options here. We could do actions on shelter spaces and fitting cards. So first of all, shelter spaces are, these are in here. You can see a few here. For example, the furniture. I could search here, flip this over to see what I get. And obviously these characters are here. They've got to move, be able to move to certain parts. So they can go down the ladder here to get to the bars, or up the ladder here to get to some rubble, which you can't quite see. So for example, to tilt up a bit, there's some rubble up here, which requires a shovel, which I have, or requires 2 characters. And they can pick a lock. Okay, things like that. So that's one option. If I need to pick a lock, I'll show you if I get to that stage today. Probably not, because I might save it for when I go outside, I guess. I don't know. Don't really know what I'm doing. So place a character in a chosen shelter card. The resolve an action on shelter card resolving its back. Action from closed door required, making a roll as described below. To pick the lock, if I get 1 to 3, no effect. 4 to 10, discard the lockpick, then resolve the back of this card. Okay. I can place a new fitting card. You may choose any fitting, but only from the deck or the fitting space. Place a fitting card in an empty space in the shelter, then place any character on it and discard the required resources. After that, flip the fitting card face up, the exact description required. Better. So, that's this deck at the top right that I've just grabbed here. So I can build a workshop. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to look at the back, but I assume I can, just to see what it actually does. A metal workshop, simple heater, that'd be pretty cool. A rainwater collector, build a radio, a moonshine still, herbal garden, dreadful trap, build a crude stove, build a bed. Oof, I love those beds. What else can I do? I think that's it. I think I could come up with a new... There's a couple of other things here that's not explained in the journal. Just let me show you a bit more detail. There's this poke about section not too far from my characters. So any number of characters at the same time, roll a black die for each character placed here. So I can get some extra wood or components down that way. Just above that, I've got the new idea. Choose 2 cards from the ideas deck and put them into the fittings deck. Okay, cool. And if I go across here, you've got the outside section. Roll a black die first. If a 1 is rolled, the character placed here is hit by a sniper bullet. Oh wow, so there's 2 wounds. Then draw and resolve 1 visitor card. I have no idea what a visitor card... Oh, there's one up the top. Okay. The visitor cards up there. Interesting. They're not mentioned in the journal. Yeah, let's give it a bit of a go here. And as a reminder, this is my my set of stuff in my storage at the moment. 4 components, 2 water, 4 wood, shovel, lockpick, 3 raw food. Well, let's give this stuff a go, yeah? I'm thinking, let's send Amelia to here, to the heap. Now, I don't think I can go to the heap next to it. So I sent Amelia up to the heap to try and do that. I assume all the actions happen at the same time before you resolve them. I think it doesn't make it clear. The next thing I might do, I think I'm trying to build a metal workshop because that lets me get me a knife, and then I can eventually get to a firearm, which I need to do for my objectives. But I don't have enough components. I've only got 4 components at the moment, so I can't quite do that. So I'm going to come up with something else to do. I also assume I can't send another character past this heap here. I think it's just 1 by 1, I imagine. Next I'm going to get Anton to take a shovel. He's going to go up to here, to this rebel right here. And that's what I'm going to do for him. I think for Eric, let's take a risk here. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's do this outside thing. Because I might try and get a visitor card. I'm not sure what it really does. But it's not mentioned in the journal at all, but I run with it. So I don't think it really matters the order I do this because you're meant to have the right amount of material first before you can do them anyway. So to go through this, so dig through this with this shovel. It flips the card over, I believe, and there's still 1 more to go. Shovel is still reusable according to the rules, I think. And then back to the guard position for Anton. This heap. Amelia goes back to guard position, flip over the heap, and I get what I get. A weapon part, sugar, 5 components, and 2 wood. So I've got an extra 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 sugar, 1 weapon part. I should be getting 2 more wood actually as well. So we got that from the game. 2 extra wood. Beautiful. Plenty of stuff in there. Plus the raw food over there. So outside, let's give this a go. As I say, you roll a black die first. So the black die. I assume it's the 10-sided black die. I'm taking that as a yes, that's the only black die I've got. If a 1 is rolled, the character is placed here is hit by a sniper bullet. Well, let's roll. 4. All good. Then draw and resolve 1 visitor card, or if the number of characters in the group is 2 or less, search the visitor's deck for the first arrival card and resolve it. If the number of characters in the group is 2, oh, okay. So I've got 3, so I don't have to do that. So from the visitor's deck at the top, let's see what this does. I've got no idea. Reality impact. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Something unexpected outside. Draw a card from the colours deck to determine the colour of the script. Then reveal the top card of the visitor's deck and check the number with that colour on it. Find that number in the book of scripts and resolve the corresponding text. Okay, so I've got to get a colour. So shuffle up, shuffle up, shuffle up. And the colour is going to be red. Red's always danger, isn't it? It's not good. The way I read into that, so reveal the top card of the visitor's deck. Okay. And check. Oh, I gotcha. So down here. Oh, I want the arrival. Oh, boo. Red 330. I assume both of these get discarded after we shuffle this card back into the visitor's deck. What about this one? I guess I get shuffle back in, then shuffle. I'm going to assume shuffle. Shuffle. This reminds me a lot like Wastelands when I had that game before. Let's read through. They stood nearby on our street, staring like vultures as they leaned against a brick wall. Ugly expressions warped their faces. We remembered one of them back from a time that they still used to print papers here. A scandal broke out when he was paroled for good behaviour despite an 11-year-old's incriminating testimony. War is a playground for people like him. There was something about the way we looked at them that they didn't like. One of them takes out a can of food and waves at us. Then they approach us, assuming rude, provocative poses. You there? We're looking for fresh meat, aren't we, boys? We can give you some stuff in exchange for some information. We point them towards the neighbour's house. We try to slowly retreat into the house to get back up our guns, pretending we didn't hear them. Come here, everyone. There seems to be a problem. We try to summon the rest of the people from the shelter with a yell. Ooh, so we decide. Ooh, this is like morally stuff. I assume they're going to chase me if I go back away. Come here, everyone. There seems to be a problem. We try to summon the rest of the people from the shelter with a yell. Ooh, okay. Let's do that. What's that? 1060. 1060. The men hesitated long enough for us to have time to react. We can now retreat to the shelter, bolt the door in their faces, and wait for them to leave. So back to game. Or if we want, we may fight them now with our group at our side and armed. Choose any characters from the shelter and choose weapons. Let's just go back to the game, I think. We don't have any weapons at the moment, so I assume if we don't have a weapon, something bad happens. So let's just go back to the game. Okay, that didn't quite pan out for us, but that's okay. And that's the end of our first actions. I assume Erica then goes back inside. So I think we all came out, then I went back inside. Alright, we're up to our second action now. So the second action, Amelia's going to go up to the heap. Up here. I'm thinking Anton is going to build a fitting. And I think this is what happens when we build a fitting. We grab one of these. I'm going to get Anton. I think we can go to here. And he's going to build a metal workshop. So it's going to cost me 5 components and 3 wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 wood. Beautiful. So I'll put them back in the game tray. And then this is now built. So on a future turn, and actually technically this shouldn't be happening yet, but I can't build this yet. This is for a future action. So I could craft an item here. I can get a lockpick, shovel, saw blade, knife, or hatchet for certain bits and pieces. So that'd be handy. I wouldn't mind upgrading this eventually too. Anton's there. Erica's going to go to the new idea bit, and I'm going to improve metal workshop to gunshot workshop. I need 3 mechanical parts, which I don't have yet, but this is just going to go into my fittings deck. So it's into my fittings deck at the top now with all the greens, and I can build this when I have the action and time resources. Alright, so that's a new idea. I haven't done the heap over here yet for Amelia. So she goes back to the guard spot. All these guys go back to the guard spot. In this heap, what I'll get here? I get electrical part, water, and 3 components. So that's good. I've now got 3 water, which I would definitely need. There's 3 components. Electrical part goes in the storage as well. This gets us removed from the game. So, dust time it is. Each character must drink 1 water to start from storage. For each character that did not drink water. So, I've got 3 characters. I've got 3 water out of my storage. So, let's drink those. Beautiful. So, we're not going to get thirsty, I guess. We'll get misery or hungry, which is one of our objectives. Remember, we've got to look after ourselves. We'll take care of ourselves by the end of the chapter. So each character must be lower than 2. So we've got to look after. Okay. What's next? Hunger. Each character should eat 1 or more food. If you have no food, raise the hunger by 1. Well, luckily, I didn't find any, but luckily we start with 3 raw food. That's going to lower my hunger just by 1. Alrighty. So lowering by 1. So I think I get a... Yeah, I do. I get an action back for everyone at this stage anyway. So I'm going to flip everyone's hunger over to 1 because we all start hunger 2. We've got 3 actions for next time at this stage. Imagine something else might stuff it up. And we go continue to the evening phase. That's it. Alright, evening. So each character 1 of the following 4 tasks. Sleep in bed. What's that? Place maximum 1 character on 1 bed card. We don't have any beds here at the moment. We can sleep on the floor. But I've got no beds at the moment. Sleep on the floor. Place any number of characters on the sleep on the floor space. Lower these characters' fatigue by 2. Well, you know, I've got no fatigue at the moment. Guard duty. Place any number of characters on guard space to defend the shelter from attacks during the night raid phase. I assume that's going to be bad. Have a think about who I'm going to put there. The character will get fatigue 1. And scavenging. Place the 3 characters on the findings pile space to send them out to the ruined city. Yeah. So I need to send some people out. They also get fatigue 1. I might do a bit of both here. I don't think anyone needs to sleep yet. Poor people. So let's... Yeah, I'm going to sort out if I'm going to get... Who's going to go on guard duty, who's going to go scavenging. I'm thinking Erica should go out scavenging. Because her ability works during scavenging. She can, before rolling for the noise, once per scavenging, she can lower the noise by 5. And she might take a lockpick with her. I'll get to that stage. I think that's what you can do. You can take some things with you when you search. She only has an inventory of 3 though. Which is worrying because each of these food, if I find food, is 1 inventory. So I have to send 2, I think, which is really dangerous. What's, you know, there's a bit of realism to it, but this is a bit weird. If I leave Amelia at home, 1 person at home, I don't know if that's good enough, but I'm going to leave Amelia on guard duty. So that's this lady. And then let's spend the other 2 to the findings pile. So here's my locations here. I've got the church, which is close by, city hospital and supermarket. I don't think I need to use the hospital just yet. No one's really injured. Imagine you go there, you can find some more healing up things. Gives you an indication on the right side, like any special findings you may find. In top right of anything you might have to get through. Well, everything has bars and closed doors. So I'm a bit worried about bars because I don't have any saws or anything to cut through yet. But I've got a lockpick for closed doors. I imagine that's what you need for those kind of things. I'm thinking we might go to the supermarket. Let's just give it a go. Even though it's further away and you only draw 10 cards, I think that's what that means. So going through here, you choose one of the 3 locations. So the supermarket, which is far away. Choose equipment. Unfortunately, I have no knife to take. I wish I had. If I had a knife, I would have left it at home. But we'll see how we go. I can give Amelia a shovel. Maybe that's a weapon. I don't know. You may also take any tokens of storage for possible trade. For possible trade, is a component something to trade? I don't know. I'll just leave that. Set the noise marker to 1. Yep, I've done that. That's down here. It's red mark down here. Whenever the game tells you to raise or lower the noise, move the marker. Yep. Whenever the game tells you to roll for noise, if the result is equal to or less than the current noise, the encounter is immediately triggered. Ooh, that's not good. You got to draw and resolve the top card of the resonance deck. Okay. Resume scavenging. So you prepare the unknown deck and explore. Draw as many exploration cards as shown in the location space of the location you chose to explore. As is going to be 10. Alright. I think I got this. Now resolve these cards one after another. Okay. Whenever the game tells you to return exploration cards, return them face down to the exploration deck. Yep. Items acquired during scavenging should be placed on the findings pile, so you put it back in here. Makes sense. At the end of the scavenging, you decide what to leave behind. Yes, what you can take. So I've got an inventory of 6. When the unknown deck is depleted, exploration automatically ends. Okay. Resolve the choose findings. Okay, that's what we're up to. Okay. So let's set this up. One of the reasons why I'm going to the supermarket as well, even though there's only 10 cards here, there's a chance I can find some coffee and cigarettes, which is my weaknesses for, I reckon I need some cigarettes if the A event triggers. And I think Anton, no, Amelia needs coffee if the A event triggers as well. So I better find some here. I'll shuffle up my explosion deck. I think what I've got to do, draw 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And put it down here, and we go through these one by one to see what happens. Alrighty, so we've got Erica and Anton, Erica and Anton, and we've got a lockpick. Let's go. I'm not sure what private means. I've been looking for it. I'm not sure if that means it doesn't count in this supermarket. I don't know. I'm just going to run with it. Yeah, no idea. But anyway, let's go. Search adventure. I can return 2 exploration cards. So return means it goes back to the deck up here. Or raise the noise by 1 and roll for the noise. Let's roll for noise because it's only 1. So noise will go up to 2 in the background. And I've got to get over 2. Ooh, what's that? 9. Whew. Lucky. So, and then we draw and resolve 1 card from the findings deck. Okay, so you look at the furniture chart. What do we find in the furniture at the supermarket? See the corresponding chart below, pantry, to check what you found. Furniture, we found some herbal meds, jewelry, weapon part, filter. Filter? Filter, okay. Alrighty. And then plus, I think this black die means we roll a die, then roll the black die for special findings, see the current location card for the result. Awesome. So let's grab these things, then we'll roll the die. These all get added to the findings pile near our location cards. And then we roll. Next, we then roll the black die for special findings and see the current location for the result. So supermarket. So 1 to 3, I get nothing. 4, I get some more sugar. 2 mechanical parts, weapon part. All right, let's try and get some coffee or cigarettes here, if I can. Oh, where'd that go? Over here, that's a 6. 6, I've got another weapon part. All right, well, I suppose I do need to make a weapon eventually for this. So this weapon part will go also into the findings pile. Alrighty, and that's the end of that. Scaling that, imagine I go to the bottom. I'm just going to do that. Okay, and then we keep going. Alright, next one. So what's this say? Check the current location for rubble. If there is no rubble, discard this card and draw a new card from the exploration deck. Okay, so discard, does it go to the bottom of the exploration deck, imagine? These are the little things I'm not sure about in this game. That's what I'm doing anyway. So it's out and we draw another card. Reality impact. Something unexpected has happened. Draw a card from the colors deck to determine the color of the script. Then check the number with that color on the exploration card or on this location's card. On the exploration chart on this location's card. Oh, gotcha. So that's the bottom left down here. Okay. Find that number in the book of scripts and resolve the corresponding text. Afterwards, place this card under the current location card. When that location card is removed from the game, shuffle this reality impact card back in. Okay, so this is going to go under the location card. And then we draw a color. So I'm going to shuffle up my colors. And I get the color. Is that grey? Yeah, grey. Grey with an E. I think that's correct now. All right, let's go. So grey is going to be exploration 230. So something's happened at page 230 on our book of scripts. What do I get? 230. Do I need to zoom out perhaps? But, well, I'm nowhere near it. 230. Whoa. Okay. We're quietly sneaking around among the shelves, most of them empty. We almost tripped over a backpack that had been filled to capacity. We pick it up. It's heavy. We open it, a hand shaking with anticipation. Inside we find books, specifically illustrated fairy tales, and 1 can of food. In the space between the shelves, we come across the backpack's sleeping owner. It's a teenage boy. Next to him lies an open tin, licked clean. Oh, man, this is one of those moral things. We take everything useful from the pack and move on. Carefully, so as not to wake up the kid, we leave the room and move on. Ooh. Oh. This is going to make me look like an idiot, isn't it? Since Eric is a cat burglar, I think she's going to take it. 1024. See 1024. Ooh. You're nasty, Erica. Stealing from a teenage kid. Alrighty. The boy didn't wake up when we were taking his things. He did a good job for us searching the abandoned shop and gathering his treasures. Now when he wakes up, he'll do it again. The young are strong. Okay, makes me feel better, maybe. Add 1 canned food and 3 books to the findings pile. As we were leaving, we stepped on a piece of glass which broke with a loud crack. Ooh. Oh, it's on now. So 1 canned food and 3 books go to the finding pile, and we're about to go to 1455. So we're going to add these to the findings pile. So the books don't count anything to inventory, but canned food does count as 1. So let's put that in the findings pile. We've got found a fair bit so far. And we're going to go to page something that I forgot. So after we stepped on that glass, 1455, the kid didn't even move. Could he be unconscious? It's only after we got close and examined him that we noticed the pool of blood near his head. Oh, he's already dead anyway. Well, that makes me feel a bit better. In the place the sniper had hit, we buried him in a small square behind the shop, but not before placing the backpack filled with fairy tales in his arms. Roll a black die and compare the result with the empathy of each character present. A result that was equal to or lower than a character's empathy. Raise their misery by 1. Okay, so now we're going to get some miserable because we've seen someone die, I guess. Roll the black die and compare the result with the empathy of each character present. So does that mean, I guess there's more books in there. I don't think we lose any books. It should tell me if I'm going to lose books. So I guess I took 3 and left the rest. But here we've got to figure out if our misery goes up. So roll the black die, compare the result with the empathy of each character present. So Erica's empathy is 6. Hers is quite high, so she can forget about things. Anton is 7, so they're both quite high empathy. Quite high empathy. A result that is equal to or lower than a character's empathy. Raise the misery by 1. Oh, so it's the other way around. So the empathy's a bit higher. Oh, wow, I should have took Amelia's. Hers is only 3. She doesn't really care that much. Of each character present. Yeah, so you just roll it once and you just compare each one. Yep. Okay. So I could get a misery of 1 here. Let's roll. So we've got 6. I think that's set equal to or lower, I believe. Let's go back to 1455. So roll it back to 1, compare the result with the empathy of each character present. A result that is equal to or lower than a character's empathy means you raise by 1. Damn. So 6 is equal to Erica, 7 of Anton is above, so that means they're both going to get a misery of 1. Oh, that's not what we want. Misery. Okay, it doesn't hurt our actions, but both Erica and Anton will grab a misery 1. That's not good at all. At least we've got some books. And we go back to the game. Poor teenage boy. Alright, we keep going. Next one. Another reality impact. Are you serious? Okay. I guess it's the same thing. Draw a card from the colours deck to determine the colour of the script. Then draw a card from the exploration deck and check the number with that card. Oh, so it's slightly different. Okay. Draw a card from the colours deck. Alrighty. More reality. Too much reality in this game. Can't play games to escape reality. Was it green? So we're going to get green from the exploration deck. That'll be this one here, I imagine. And check the number with that colour. 42. Okay. Find that number in the book of scripts and resolve it. Okay, so 42. More reality. So here we go. We leave the building and move towards the next. The street is empty and sleeping. We're surrounded by ductors. There's no one else around, and the area seems safe and shielded from snipers. We then see a sizable package lying in the middle of the street, and more packages. It's covered with a tape bearing the names and logos of the Red Cross. Ooh. Some other foreign aid organisation. The package must have fallen off a truck, along with official printing. Someone's written something in black mark on the package, some phone numbers and the addresses of a family named Stovrag. It looks like the package was intended for them. We take it to a safe location, then open it to check what's inside. C1. That's not good. C1. The very first one. The hallway of the abandoned building is a safe enough location for us to open the package. We're like children wrapping a gift from Santa Claus. Cheeks are flushed with excitement looking at the treasure that contains toothpaste and a toothbrush, men's underwear, cologne, blah, blah, blah. Pack of Marlboros, vodka, rice, pasta, cans of meat. Wow, it's got everything. A warm hat, a scarf, and a pair of gloves, socks, money. And then in the corner of the box, we find a blue envelope containing a letter. My darling, as I hand this package over to the aid organisation, I hope that this time will reach you. I've packed everything you asked for, everything you need the most. You'll find a drawing of you from Ivanka. It shows the three of us together. She misses you terribly and keeps looking at your photos, crying each time she does so. Breaks my heart to see it, but I know, dearest, that you can't get out of there. Don't worry about us. We're doing well. Right now, we're living near Vienna. The other apartment was too expensive for us. I found a new job and my mother is looking after Ivanka when I work. We miss you so much and we keep watching all the news about the war. We're already saving up to send you another package. We love you, Eva and Ivanka. Okay, what are we going to do? We decide to give the package to its intended recipient tomorrow at the latest. At least part of it, even if it's just the letter and drawing. It'd be awkward to hand over just the letter, and we could really use the contents of the package. If we throw a letter and the drawing away, they'll never reach the recipient. Well, I wonder if we do this package, we might get someone. I wouldn't mind getting a fourth person. Let's go 1819. 1819. I'm being nice here. Empathy's a bit higher than I thought we were. Let's do it. Add 6 cigarettes. Whoa. Alright, let's add all these. What we've got? Add 6 cigarettes, 100% alcohol, 2 raw food, 2 canned food, 1 coffee, and 1 sugar to the findings pile. We've got so much stuff. Write down letter and package 18819 on a blank token and place it on the findings pile. From now on, during any scavenging, you may return 4 expression cards too. God, this is so much stuff. Like I got 2 people with me. I've got a few things that will take up some room as well. That's all going to the findings pile. This is getting ridiculous. We're finding way too much stuff. I'm just chucking it all there to one massive heap. Wow. Okay, right. So we've got to find a blank token here. So should I use one of these blank tokens? And it wants me to write on it, write down letter and package 1819. I thought the smartest thing is probably put a post-it note on this blank token at the moment. So LMP 1819. That is also in our findings pile, which is like a massive trash heap at the moment. From now on, during any scavenging, you may return 4 expression cards too. Take the letter, pick a few things from the package. Oh, so you always refer to this again if you want to do it. Take the letter, pick a few things from the package and deliver it to the address written on it. Take the letter, pick a lot of things from the package, tokens with a combined value of at least 30, and deliver it to the address written on it. After leaving the road, move this token from the game, back to the game. Okay. Probably not now. I've got way too many things here. I've already got a lot of inventory taking up things. Because imagine I'll get some more stuff out. So maybe I'll save it for tomorrow, the next day. Let's just go back to the game for the moment. During game stage, you may return 4 explosion cards. Okay, I'll remember that for another time. You're not now. We've already got way too much stuff already found, I think. I think this one stays here. So it might get shuffled in again. Right, exploration. Basement. If there's no basement entrance, there is a basement in this game, in this supermarket. It says it on the top of their card. I'll show you where, in case you didn't know before. At the top here, basement entrance on my supermarket card. Okay. Raise the noise by 3 and roll for the noise. Do you have to enter? Yeah. If there is a basement entrance, you may resolve this card immediately or place it on the exploration slot and resolve it later instead of drawing a new exploration card. After entering, add 5 cards, so it extends it for longer. You may also discard this card during the scavenging to draw and resolve 2 finds. We've got a lot of finds at the moment. I might just leave it to the side. I think we've found a lot that we need at the moment. We just can we end now, or do we have to wait to this end? I think we have to wait till this goes actually. So I'm going to keep going. Search the heap. You may ignore this card or search the heap. Return 2 explosion cards and raise the noise by 1, or raise the noise by 1 and roll for noise. I reckon we put some cards back. So I think I'm pretty happy how we're going so far. So return 2 cards. Return 2. And raise the noise by 1. So noise is now up to 3. To draw and resolve 1 card from the findings deck. Heap chart. Where we get the heap. Heap. Electrical part, a filter, and a shell. Ooh, and we also roll for the location. Okay. Electrical part, filter, and shell. Electrical part, filter and shell. It's going to be added to the findings pile. We've got way too much stuff here. Then we roll. Okay, supermarket. Okay, here we go. We get, what's that, 3? Is it? Yes, 3. 3 is nothing. Find nothing special. Alright, put that, I assume, to the bottom of the findings pile. Not quite sure there. Let's move on. 2 left. Stairs up. Look for another way. Return 2 cards to explain, or enter, raise the noise by 2 and roll for noise. Eric is going to use a special ability here because she's sneaky. I'm going to return to, enter, raise the noise by 2, so we're up to 5 noise. But then, Erica is going to do a special ability. Once per scavenging, before rolling for noise, Erica may lower the noise by 5. I'm going to lower it all the way back down to 1, assuming 1's the lowest can go. I'll then roll for noise. 8, all good. We've got above it. Enter. What happens there? Nothing. Or end exploration, okay. We go to the next one. We could poke about for the last time. Return 1 exploration card, which I can't anymore. I assume I can't do this one. Choose 1 find from the refining size for this location. Okay, so let's roll for noise again. It's a 5. We definitely got above. To choose 1 find from the special finding chart for this location. To choose 1. Let's get another coffee, perhaps. I've got everything else I really need here. I've got heaps of cigarettes. I don't have any vegetables. Well, that's going to be handy or not, I don't know. I reckon I'll get a second coffee because Amelia needs that stuff. Let's get a second coffee. Because you're going to love that coffee. I guess vegetable doesn't take up any room. If I can find another coffee. And neither does... Okay, neither does that. It's got a bit of both there. Let's grab the coffee. That'll be handy. Okay. So I assume that's it. I can't draw any more. I'm not sure. You shuffle all exploration and resident cards into the deck. So I shuffle all these back in. Back into the exploration deck. For another time. I think that was kind of successful. We'll find out in a moment. So if we go back to here, what's it saying? Choose findings. Once you finish exploration, shuffle all of them. Yep. At this moment, you may add as many resources, wood, components, and water to the findings pile as you wish. You can bring back a total weight of tokens, resources, including the equipment weapons you brought with you, equal to the total inventory of all characters. The weight of heavy tokens is shown. If a token does not have that, its weight is 0. Each 1 resource weighs 1. Okay, so you could sort of bring things and get rid of them. Characters with their findings will make their way back to the shelter in the dawn phase. Before that, the night raid occurs. Okay, so we've got to decide what we're going to take here. Okay, what a haul. We've got 3 books are at the top here. They all weigh nothing, so I can take them with me. We've got 6 cigarettes I can take back, weighs nothing. Alcohol weighs 1. 2 weapon parts, that's 2 more. Lockpick will take back, didn't have to use it. The letters and package, you might as well take back. I assume that weighs nothing. Jewelry weighs nothing. Could be good to trade with. Got another electrical part. I've already got 1 at base, but the second one could be handy. 2 filters, that's another 2. Some herbal meds, which could be handy. I think we'll take that back. That weighs nothing anyway. And a shell. Some sugar. I'm not sure if we need that. 2 coffees that weigh nothing. 3 canned foods. 2 raw foods. Wow. So our weight all up, there'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can take back 6. I think food is the main thing, isn't it? Definitely food. I do need to make a weapon eventually too, so whether... I'm not sure what the filters do. I guess it makes your water better. Yeah, I found way too much stuff. I don't think I'm going to make anything electrical. I don't really need any electrical parts when I'm looking across here. I do need some weapon parts, perhaps. So let's get rid of let's leave the electrical part. I think they just get discarded when you don't take them. Definitely taking the cigarettes, I need that. Alcohol, I'm not sure if I need that either. So the canned food, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the food's definitely handy because I've got no food. That'd be definitely handy. What else have we got here? I don't think I need the sugar. So that's 5 already. I can take everything else. Filters, weapon. Let's do. Yeah, I don't know if I need a filter. That could be handy for water. But except since I'm making a weapon, let's take the weapon. That's the 6 inventory that we can take. Everything else will have to be discarded that takes up room, and we'll take everything else to the storage, and we'll head back very soon. So everything else is just going to get discarded here, unfortunately. So we're about to head to the Knot. That doesn't say anything about getting rid of that supermarket location. I shouldn't probably do eventually, but let's just run with it. It doesn't say. Alright, Knot Raid. Choose one for the guards. I've got no weapon. I wish I did. Is a shovel a weapon? I don't know. Let's pretend that the shovel is a weapon, just in case. It could be handy. You never know. So Amelia's got a shovel. I'm not sure if it counts as a weapon. I don't think so. I was being funny about it. I think it says down here what weapons are. Knot Raid. Draw and resolve the top card from Knot Raid's deck. Yeah, it says here, melee weapons are hatchet, knife, firearms, pistol, assault rifle, shotgun. So I don't think it counts. Just in case I do something. Draw and resolve the top card of the Knot Raid's deck. Okay. Oh dear. Let's go. Reality Impact. Ooh, more reality. All this reality in this game. Draw a card from the colours deck to determine the colour of the script. Then reveal the top card of the Knot Raid's deck and check the number. Find that number in the book of scripts. Afterwards, shuffle this card back into the Knot Raid's deck. Okay, so colour. Let's draw up a colour. Blue. And then, so blue is 306. And then we shuffle this card back in, so it could come back out again. Geez, this Knot Raid deck is very small. It was 306, wasn't it? Yes, 306. 306. Okay, what's happening here? 306. There's panic screaming disturbing the night. Small groups of refugees move along our street. Someone's banging on the door. It's our neighbour. He's shouting that rebel death squads are clearing out the whole neighbourhood house by house. Witnesses say they kill everyone they find. We look at one another in horror. Do we run or risk defending the shelter? Well, it's Amelia's choice, yes. We must wake up all sleeping characters. We stay. Ooh. Ooh. If we run... Well, it doesn't matter. Waking up, there's no one sleeping, so let's run. C1062, see what happens. So I'm not sure what else could happen here. Guess we better run, because we've got no weapons or anything. We've got a shovel. We join the panic refugees. We sleep under the stars on a pile of rubble. When we return to the shelter in the morning, it turns out someone has plundered it while we're gone. We find out later that there was no massacre, it was just a bunch of thieves that started the panic. Discard 5 tokens. Start with the most expensive from the storage. Bugger. 5 tokens. Let's have a look. Bugger. So we lose these 3. Starting with the most expensive. We lose 2 more. We've got heaps of components. I assume we lose 2 components. I guess they're equal value. So 2 components and these 3 are gone. That is a little bit of a shame. Because we're trying to build up some stuff there. We now have no sugar if that was going to do anything, and no electrical part. Alright. Alright, next thing. So then we have the chrome. With each passing light, the new section is more green chrome. During setup, Knot Raid, resonance cards with a red corner will set aside. Yes. So we've got resonance. Shuffle 2 cards in any combination. Okay, I gotcha. So we did shuffle out some resonance and night cards here. So we can either do 2 resonance coming in or 2 Knot Raids. Let's do 2 resonance. I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm just doing it. Let's do 2 resonance and they get shuffled into the resonance deck. Let me shuffle up. Okay. So the scavenging party returns back, it says here, at dawn. So in our case, Eric and Anton want to come back and talk about how they found a dead teenager. They don't feel the best. But they found a backpack with a letter and package that they may deliver one day. But look at all the SIGs we got. Look at all the books we got. Look at all the food we found. And what the hell, Amelia? Why didn't you protect yourself with a shovel? No, we lost some stuff, but I guess that's going to happen. What happens here? They return, yep. Place all tokens and resources they brought back into the storage. Wow, I'll do that in a moment and I'll show you what we got at the end of the day. If there are any meds, herbal meds, bandages in the storage, you may assign them to the ill wounded. We don't have any wounds, luckily. Could have been worse, I guess. Draw and resolve 1 fate card. When a fate card tells you to exchange a location card, remove that card from the game. Ah, so the fate will tell you that. Okay. Alrighty, let's do that. Draw a fate card. Okay, fate card. Raise the illness of all ill characters. No. Heal the wounds of all characters with advantages. Oh, so it's going to tell if that works or not. So we didn't have any illness and wounds, luckily. Scar advantages. Yep. If cold tokens minus board ups equals 1. Equals 1 or more, raise the illness. No, we've got no cold tokens in the top corner yet. We have no board ups yet, so it's 0. Exchange the nearest small location. They're all medium and large, so we have to, because in the bottom corner here, it says this one's medium. They're all medium or large, so nothing gets exchanged. Resolve weight tokens, there's no weight. Resolve Spirit C on all character cards. Afterwards, shuffle this card back into the Fate deck. And I don't know what that does. Knockout toes. Do we roll? I guess that's if something happened. I don't know. Let's just resolve the Spirit C. So for Arica, Spirit C, no effect. Okay, probably good in a way. Anton, Spirit C. If Anton is wounded, he's not. Very good. Spirit C. If there are at least 2 cold tokens in the cold space, raise him with his misery. There isn't. So nothing bad happens. That's good, because they tend to be pretty bad, those things. Do we roll this die? I don't know what's going on there. I don't think so. No. So our location is still the same. We shuffle this fate card back in. And then we have 2 narratives that come out. Okay, 2 narratives. Okay, narrative. No idea. Play at the beginning of the evening phase. Choose one character. This character may now perform all their actions again, as if it was day. Oh, so they get like another go. Oh, so this is like our good cards, is it? Resourceful. Play when crafting any fitting. Ignore the requirement for one of the resource token types. Oof. I wouldn't mind keeping Night Owl. So you keep one. I guess the other one gets shuffled back in. Cool. We've got Night Owl. So that... Play at the beginning of the evening phase. That's the next day, I guess. Choose one character. This character may now perform all their actions again. That would be very handy, I think, to get through some stuff. And I think that's the end of the day. And it talks about, let us look back on the past day. How do we do? What will we need next? What must be scavenged? Blah, blah, blah. How do we do? Well, let's have a look at our storage. Okay, storage-wise, we still, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components. 3 wood. Lost a little bit there before. We found these 3 books. Got our shovel still. Got this letter and package that we could do on any other scavenging time. Got 1 weapon part that we replaced one that we lost. We've got a shell. 2 coffees. 6 cigarettes. Heaps of cigarettes to help out Arica if Spirit A comes out. Herbal meds. Still got a lockpick. Didn't have to use it. We've got a jewelry, which could be worth trading. We might take that with us next time. Because imagine you trade eventually. Canned food. Raw food. Good stuff. Characters at the moment. Arica is hungry and misery, but don't just once. They've still got all her actions available. The 3 reactions, which would be awesome. Anton, 3 actions. Awesome. Hunger and misery as well. Amelia just hungry for 1. We've got Night Owl, so someone can do another set of actions. All of their actions again. All of their actions. Does that mean 1, 2, 3? I assume so. That's a really handy card. I think I'm going to get a lot done next day if people stick around. If I do another one. That is this war of mine so far, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you think I did. First time I've played this game. First time, first day. My thoughts so far in this game. I got this game secondhand from... It's a Kickstarter edition, I believe. People have told me when I've checked with it, which is... I'm very happy for that. All components are there after my initial freak out. Apologies for being a bit cranky to start with. I find narrative games, for me, are a bit... I don't know. You have to be in the right mood to play a narrative game. This one looks pretty interesting. All the resources that you need to take care of your people and all the luck and misfortune, but also the strategy that's still there in this game. I can see why people like this game. Components-wise, look pretty good. Takes up a lot of the table, unfortunately, for solo. But, you know, sometimes I don't mind that. I luckily have a spare table. Doesn't seem like... Some decks of cards, like the Night Raid deck, seems really thin. So you might see the same thing, but I guess it refers to the Book of Scripts. And that's the thing with narratives. If you play it a few times, you might come across the same thing. You know what to pick. I'm not a big fan of that. But for me, I guess like I think that, and then I don't play a game for like 6 months and probably forget everything anyway. So not a big deal. Same as like the heap, rubble, and furniture cards. It's the same cards, just in a different order that you put out. Characters look pretty cool. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's long. I'm going to say, this is just one day, and I imagine you can play numerous days. And I don't know if I'll keep going or not. It depends on the amount of people that want me to keep going. Anyway, that's enough of my ramblings. I think my only major negative was when I opened this up, I had no idea where to start and had to ask the group what's going on. They said to trust the journal, and there is a few little things that popped up that I'm not sure what's going on, like the private keyword, and I'm not sure what that means. But I just learned along with it. People will tell me if I've done something wrong. But, you know, I think it's pretty good. I could see why it's rated quite well. Probably I wouldn't rate as quite as well as some other people. But yeah. I think it's a keeper, but it'd be something that I don't think I'd get out too often. And would I finish it? I have to be in the right mood to finish it. And that's what's going to be key for this. I don't think I have the patience to stick with this for days and days and days to have it at my table. I've got plenty of other games that deserve my attention as well. So I wouldn't say this is out and out an awesome game. I would say that this is a quality game, for sure. Alrighty, thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate if you're listening to my 2 cents worth just then. Sorry for the whinge, maybe. But Solace, I'm happy to do more reviews if you like that too. If you want to hear more of those type of reviews, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just keep silent sometimes. I just felt like I had to say something to this one because I think I had to explain why I was getting a bit frustrated early on. Thanks, Solace. And remember, to crush your gaming thirst, always play solid.